Coach, you talked about defense, that tone, and then Devin wanted to, set the tone himself. And what's your overall thoughts on the game where guys were up by as many as 43?
Yeah, I just thought we responded the way that, we all hoped we would. Pretty much everything that we had talked about in our meeting, the guys, they executed it. But more than anything, just the attitude that we played with, the competitive fire, was at a really high level tonight.
Speaking of just the attitude and competitiveness, did you get a sense early, before the game, that that's where their mind was?
Yeah, I think at shoot around, they were locked in. Tell they were disappointed in what we did in Boston, and led by our leaders, Chris and Bo. They were ready to go. So, I didn't expect for us to win by that large margin, but in terms of how we played, I was hoping that's kind of how we come out.
Kind of just looking at Jalen and once again playing well, and then a huge double long position overall. Thoughts on how you played tonight?
I said it the other day, but I'll say it one more time. We got to give credit to Mark Bryant and all the coaches that work with him, keeping the young man ready. And he really sees the moments that he's been given here these last couple of games. And on top of that, I think he's getting better each game. He's starting to learn different things, figuring out screening angles, how to play with Chris. He's got a real nose for the ball, which is what I like about him the most. And it's really great to see him put it all together.
And one of the things that you mentioned, Chris, is that even though Jalen was putting up numbers, Chris was constantly, hey, do this, do that. How big is that for Jalen? Even though he's having that kind of game, he's having to still get that, this is what we need from you still.
Yeah, as competitors, we always want more. And Chris is as competitive as they get. It rubs off on everybody, and I think that's where you see a lot of Chris's, coaching, so to speak, coming to place. He always wants more, and it really pushes our level.
Curious, just have a couple of things. Curious in terms of Biyombo. You talked about before the game, he had the size and he needed that girth, but he clearly was locked in. It doesn't look like a guy that hasn't played all season. But just speak to what you saw from him today.
He's exactly what we need right now. Just a NBA big who can do his job at a high level. I give our front office again credit for going out and getting him. He fit in really. He fit in better than I thought he would. He just plugged him right in. He knew exactly what we were doing, and he got a lot done.
Speaking of which, it was early on. He was calling out signal. I don't know if he was asking you all if he was doing it right or what was going on through that week. But it seemed like he was literally calling out defensive signals.
Yeah, he was. He's a guy who clearly, knows how to play both sides. And, we had to spend some time with him going through our coverages, trying to get him up to speed with that yesterday. Couldn't have asked for more. And in terms of that, yeah, he was calling out coverages to make sure, he was on the same page with everybody.
One last thing I have is just as a coach, you like to see obviously improvement, but what does it mean for you personally know that, hey, we went over this, went over that, and then they went out and executed what you wanted to accomplish?
That's all you can ask for, especially after you took one on the chin against Boston. Sometimes as a coach, you feel like in your heart, you think you're doing the right thing, you think it's going to resonate, and when it actually does come to fruition, like that, it's important.
But sorry if you can ask this, but Biz, it's a pretty big lift for a guy who hadn't played, and you guys got a pretty good game out of him. You couldn't seem to fit right in.
Yeah, I'm just telling the way he fit in better than I even would have hoped. After just spending, we were just with him yesterday, and that was it. And here we played the game, and just in that brief time, I had a really good feeling that he would be able to help us. Ultimate pro, knows how to play on both ends. He just lost.
Finish with Colin Olson on Zoom.
Hey, Coach, it just seemed like the guys had a lot of intent, especially early on, to push the tempo. Did you see the guys really emphasizing pace early?
I did. I thought, they did have 27 points in the first, but a lot of those came later in the period. So we were getting a lot of stops early on, and we were able to get out and go. And that's, when we're doing that, we have a lot of shooters out there that can get really good looks. So that's something that we clearly talked about coming into it. And it was good that it happened early, to kind of give us that early lead.
With the type of week that you guys have had, how much can this help certain guys like maybe Landry, Mikal, Cam, like find a rhythm after the way this whole week has been?
Yeah, I think it's going to be big for Landry in particular. You know, we had talked, him and I, coming into this game about it being a good opportunity for him to probably get some good looks just based on how they're so paint conscious. And we felt like in space it could help us. So, you know, when you go through a season and there's different moments that guys can build on, and I think this is one of them to answer your question.
Yeah.
Tied career high with points. 19 again. But I gotta ask about the dunk over Plumlee. I haven't seen you show that kind of emotion since you've been with Phoenix. What brought out that after?
Pretty much actually in shoot around, MB was telling me that he saw that emotion at Maryland. He was like, "Oh, was you a quiet guy now?" I told him I was more mature now. He said he wanted to see that more. So I mean, obviously in that moment, don't somebody, it came out. So I mean, it was just the momentum of the game, just that emotion.
Who told you that?
Mark Bryant.
Okay. Now, coach was saying that Mark Bryant has, really worked with you and kept you ready. How important has he been for you?
He's been truly important to me. I mean, every day I talk to him, just him dropping knowledge on me from his career, just helping me with tits and tats and things, and just telling me continue to stay focused, continue to be ready. And just every day we go hard. MB doesn't expect nothing less than going hard on workouts. So that's pretty much just that main goal. He tells me to train every day like I'm playing. So just to continue to be ready and just that has been helping me a lot.
I'm sure your phone, you got in, it was filled with texts. Did you get any from anybody?
No, actually before the games I cut my phone off. Right before I meet, so I had to cut it back on. So let's see what happens.
I'm sure there's plenty. But seriously though, the way you have played and being ready, just what has it meant for you personally to not having played hardly and now doing what you're doing up this team right now?
Like I said, it's just that mentality of being the next man up, trying to continue with DA and development, and just trying to pick it up on that. And obviously, being the big man, you're kind of the defensive maker on the team, so you got to be more locked in the most. And just pretty much just trying to help my team win if it's possible, and just being able to learn from the book, CP, Mikal, Cam, all of them, just help a lot throughout this situation.
Yeah, Biyombo, obviously, he came in and he played well, and he jumped off the bench right after that play, and I'm just curious, what have you seen from him just right away that's impressed you?
Pretty much just being a vet, obviously him just coming into a situation that he's not familiar with and just being ready and being locked in, and just something that I try to take away from him, just continue to just be ready and being locked in, because like I said, at any moment you can be called, and my number's been called for pretty much this past week, so I just got to continue to be ready and continue to keep improving.
You're starting fast. Is that what you're trying to do? Because I mean, right away you're getting shots up early. Is that your intention going in, or does it just flow within the game?
It's just flow. Obviously with Chris, he talks to me a lot. Pretty much, he's like, obviously you got to be able to read the defense, and playing with him, you're gonna get a lot of shots because obviously Chris is a playmaker, and everybody's trying to deteriorate that and just trying to force him to something that he don't want to do. But obviously with him, you have got to be ready all the time, and that's be in the right place at the right time every time. So I mean, I'll give props to him for that, helping me out with that.
Last thing I had was he's constantly talking with you. Like it's like even after that screen where you got held, he was saying something to you. And I was like, well, he just got held on that, so maybe that's why he didn't dive the way he did. What's that been like having Chris in your ear, and how important is that been?
It's been amazing. I mean, ever since I got drafted that night, I texted Chris on Instagram and said, I can't wait to play with you. Can't wait to learn from you. Pretty much my whole time with Phoenix, I've just been learning from him, picking his brain, and him telling me tactics and things, and just how to be able to be ready, and how to get forward, and just how to continue to keep improving. I mean, just having him by my side, just helping me out throughout this process is an amazing thing, because not many people get it. And obviously, with the career Chris has had, I mean, not many people get to play with a Hall of Fame point guard. Just me, that I feel extremely blessed to be in this situation.
Is this your most complete game?
I'll say yeah, just being able to obviously be able to the starting lineup, just continuing to keep pushing that note and just continue to improve each and every time I'm on the court and try to find a way to be productive for my team. I feel that this is one of my
Finish with Kellen Olson on Zoom.
Hey, Jalen, just in this current role with consistent playing time and just sticking to the five, how much has that helped your confidence in the past week or so, just knowing what you're going to get out there?
I mean, I always had the confidence going in. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the confidence. But I mean, obviously being put in that situation and being looked upon as the next man up, it boosted my confidence even a lot more because it means that depending on me to come in and keep improving and keep doing what DA and Bell did, and obviously that's a big role to step into. But like I said, I always had that confidence, so I was ready for it, man.
Thank you.
So thank y'all.
Sir. Just your thoughts on responding from that loss to the ball game plan where you got there 5 minutes.
Say that one more time.
Just responding to the loss and then having the kind of game you guys had. We got to about 5 minutes, 43.
Yeah, watch film this morning, shoot around. Coach to us about the physicality that we didn't play with in Boston, and we knew it. So we want to come out tonight and first and foremost make the defense in that game.
You talked about how you feel the game early, but when guys were hitting shots, I was like, he's going to be in quarterback mode today. Just what was that like, setting up guys and seeing them knock down shots?
Yeah, it's great, man. I can never like just automatically know I'm coming out and shoot this many shots and whatnot. I gotta, feel the game and see how it's going. I think you can be aggressive too without necessarily shooting. Just putting pressure on the defense, pushing the pace, and we got shooters the way that we have.
We have two last things. Jalen Smith, I saw you talking to him throughout, and him having another great game. Just speak to
Man, it's so great to see, man. The Sticks, we've been waiting for that emotion from him for a year and a half now. You just never know when you're going to get your opportunity. And see him play with that type of emotion, that dunk, not just that dunk, and him out there just allowing us to help him through. You know what I mean? And see how well he's playing, man. I'm so happy for him. You can get down on yourself, easily, especially young teams, good as ours, and you find yourself out of rotation. But you've been working, man, and stay with it.
lastly, it's always fun to play back in your home state.
It's always nice. Always nice. My family had a few suites up there. You see a lot of familiar faces. 17 years in the league, I play here once a year, every year. So I'm like having my family here. Man. So,
Finish with John Doe with the Winston-Salem Journal on Zoom.
Hometown.
Chris, how's it going?
Good, you?
Good. Hey, just wanted to ask you about Wake Forest football. 11 wins, tied for second in most wins in history. Were you following them pretty closely in between your games?
Absolutely. I hated when they lost that what's that, the conference championship?
Yeah, they lost in Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was a great season. Great to see them playing well.
And Chris, does it ever get old coming home and playing in your home state? I know you talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's still pretty cool. 16 years in, you get a little kick out of this game.
It's always nice. I play back to back. Unfortunately, a lot of times I haven't been injured. Playing here. So it's always nice to play here at home, get all my family, especially my grandparents. Like I said, it's my 17th year in the league, man. They all been here for every game since 2005, so it's always nice to play.
And some West Forsyth jerseys too in the crowd.
A lot of West Forsyth jerseys. A lot of West Forsyth jerseys. Got to see Wake Forest people. My wife went to UNC Charlotte, so yeah. Even if it's just for a day, it's nice to be home.
Sir, you said that this was new beginning for you, and how nice was it to start? This new beginning the way you did.
It was great, It was great. I think to me it was just more than just a game because to me it's almost finding ways of understanding this new way of living. All of this was 7, and obviously the responsibility of the family since my dad had something different. So my dad usually
text me before games, and I think it's the first time they don't see that text coming. So I learned this new way of living. So to me, it was just being prepared mentally. Wasn't too concerned about being in shape, but staying in shape. Been working 7 times a week. Stop coaches, stay on top of it. Keep practicing right. So game ball was not the problem. The biggest thing was just the mental aspect of the game. I thank God that once my dad passed, I didn't dive right back into the game. It was mentally. I think I was ready. Emotionally, it was not ready, but once time goes by, a new way of living. And honestly, I'm extremely thankful that I took some time to heal. Now I'm in a better place. My mom, in a better place. My brothers and sisters, in a better place. So again, the people around me have made sure that mine stay right. Give me enough support and allow me to be in this situation. So I'm extremely grateful to God, obviously to the Suns organization, giving me the opportunity. My agent and I, we've been going back and forth, but that situation kind of feels right. Because at some point, play for so long in the league, you just don't want to be in the league to be in the league. You want to be in the league to play for something. Obviously, watching the Suns from far away, they've competed for something. They are competing for something. They're excited about it. I think that's where find kind of joy in the mix of that. But again, I'm extremely thankful, Coach GM James, for allowing me the ownership, for just allowing me to find some joy again around the game.
Jumped in right away, got a block early, and for Smith, I was like, wow, he's helping really.
No worry, you ain't got to worry about me in the blocks. I don't believe those are my things. But again, I think overall, it's just the team environment. It's a great environment to be in. That's really, really exciting. So, look forward to that and whatever the future holds. Living the moments. We're all doing it to learn how to live. I think that's what I've learned last months.
We only have one last thing, then you gotta go. I was curious. Coach was saying, I asked Coach, I said, look like he's calling out defensive signals. He's like, yeah, he's calling out defensive signals to make sure we're all on the same page. Yeah. What was it like for you to fit in right away and doing that and other things?
I mean, I've watched them play. Kind of seen, text back and forth a little bit with the coach, just understanding. Because I think one thing about the NBA, once you know, I've always said this, you gotta know your job and do your job to the best of your ability in order to give the team a chance to win ball games. So, and for me, obviously, if I was brought here for defense, then I gotta make sure I bring that to the team. So, I think talking is like second nature to me. Don't have to force it. Since I've been in the league, talking has been fun, helping guys get in the right spot. And then, with everybody on the floor, because once you start talking, the next guy is talking, or the next guy start talking now, if you forget talking, about talking. Now it's like a reminder. So everybody now, but again, I've known also some of the plays, so that's gonna make it easy. But again, it's all started here for me when I came in as a rookie, and again, this is the new beginning. Without my dad, I think he enjoyed the last 10 years of me playing basketball, watching me playing basketball, sending me messages before every game. And now this is a new beginning that I'm really, really excited. But again, I'm really excited that it got to happen where it kind of all started for me. So I look forward to what the future has. Again, control what you can't control. So I'm just happy to be here, thankful, grateful for the opportunity. And I think the team is heading for something big. It's fun to be part of it.